All right, chat. Exclusive Ace, the legend himself. I like my boy Ace. He does all kinds of videos on shit that nobody else wants to do. So
at Logan UFS, I run a free rub and tug business behind the dumpsters of Chili's and Denny's. I use butter and hot sauce as the lotion. Time to have some fun. You know where to find me.
all right. On that note,
And just keep in mind with this video, of course, these are my opinions. It's totally...
what? Last time you were in here. Oh my god. Dogs are they're just beating each other's ass.
okay if you disagree or if your list is completely opposite.
And just a reminder, guys, this is his tier list. This is just my opinion. Everyone's got a different opinion. Everyone has a different tier list.
Get into this, and we'll just start it off with COD 4. When it comes to this game, this was like the first online multiplayer game that I really got into. Like, I played all the campaigns previously, but COD 4 was...
I know this motherfucker didn't just say, can I make a race tier list? Yeah, that's on my Patreon. That would be a good Patreon video.
my first online multiplayer experience with an FPS game, and I love it, but I don't know if I can quite put it into S tier, so I think it holds a steady spot at the A tier for me. I will always have fond memories of that.
Give me your fucking money!
It's the little kid from Grown UPS 1. When the dog had his vocal cords clipped for sounded like a turkey.
Sounds like Stephen Hawking or something.
Chat, I'm about to beat my dog's ass, bro.
It was revolutionary for its time, but
Multiplayer
at the
only,
same
that's
time,
good.
I
That's
feel
how
like
I
it
like
was
to look at it,
lacking
too.
in many areas. It didn't have the most depth to it, and therefore, yeah, we'll throw that as an A tier. Absolutely love it.
Okay, at least he's
As World at War,
recognizing. At least he's recognizing that COD 4 it didn't have a lot to it. Yes, at that time it was sick, but like it can't help that. It can't help that. So you just get old, you know, like me.
It's kind of funny. I loved COD 4 so much, I didn't really play World at War's multiplayer much at all. I played COD 4 for 2 full years. So if I had to put this somewhere, I'd probably throw it at a C tier, and this is because I recognize that there's a lot of great things about this game with my limited playtime that I had, but I had such limited playtime, and in my playtime I also ran into a lot of bugs and glitches and stuff. I remember getting shot under the map a bunch of times, and I just didn't love this game, and that's why I went back to COD 4, so I'm just going to put it as a C tier for me. Next up, Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
As many problems as this game had, like the one-man army noob tubes and everything, I'm putting this as an S tier COD. I pumped so many hours into this game. I absolutely loved it. I always say that this game had some of the highest highs, but then also some of the lowest lows with how broken things were.
That's a good way to put it. Like I've said before, dude, everything was so broken in MW2 that it kind of all balanced each other out, as stupid as that sounds. I don't think it's an S tier game just because of all the broken shit, but it was a ton of fun, bro. I have so many good memories on MW2. I had such a good time playing that shit.
So
it was a good time,
I just
dude.
love the dopamine that I
fun.
got throughout playing that game, dropping nukes, getting crazy
It implemented the nuke, bro. The tactical nuke. There's nothing better than getting the tactical nuke back in the day.
kill streaks that are just getting ridiculous amount of kills.
Where the racist boys become racist men, dude. The MW2 lobbies. That's where I get all my toxicity from still. I try to bring those MW2 vibes back to like Black Ops 6.
It was just absolute chaos and so much fun because of that. And I also just love their map design, so.
Jesus. Dog just fucking... Yo, my dog just suicided off that bit.
Like, I thought Black Ops 1 was a great multiplayer game, but it just wasn't really my favorite at the time. So not enough to make it S tier, but still very solidly in the A tier. I really do like Black Ops 1.
Ghost Pro, like I've said before, Ghost Pro was really fucking annoying, but the game was dope.
And it's kind of a similar story with Modern Warfare 3. I didn't love their map design a whole lot, but so many other elements in the game I loved.
He didn't love their map design, bro. Fucking hard hat, mission. They brought back Terminal from MW2, which I guess is technically a terminal, like an MW2 map. Dome, Seatown. What else, dude? They had some solid DLC maps. What were some of the best maps in MW3, chat? Arcaden was good. What was that one? Bootleg? Bootleg was fire. Getaway? Oh, yeah, that was the Face-Off map, dude. Face-Off was sick. The 1v1, 2v2 shit. That one map with the cave in Africa. Motherfucker, are you talking about Afghan? Are you talking about MW2, bro? Yeah, Resistance was solid.
I love the Specialist bonus. That's one thing that always stands out to me from Modern Warfare 3.
Specialist bonus, getting that sound of the Specialist bonus. Oh, my God.
3 was getting that specialist bonus and then dropping Moabs and chasing that high
Moabs.
game after game. Tons of great memories there, but I just
my dick's fizzing, chat.
feel like the map design in particular holds it back from being S tier, and that's why I would pop it as an A tier here. Then getting into Black Ops 2, this is my favorite Call of Duty game and possibly even my favorite video game of all time.
Yeah, we already know Black Ops 2 is the GOAT.
Great. Speaking of score streaks, this was the introduction of actual. Let's get into Ghosts, and I didn't hate Ghosts. I found some enjoyment with the game. I wouldn't say that it's absolute trash tier, but I also really wouldn't rank it very high, and I'm going to put it as a D tier here. Not quite bad enough to be F for me, since I still had some fun with it.
As long as it's on the bottom of the tier list, we're chilling.
But it just wasn't great, in my opinion. Then when we talk about Advanced Warfare, I liked some elements, but after...
Dude, you tell me, you guys in chat, you guys like Ghosts. You think Ghosts is a good game? There ain't no fucking way, bro. There ain't no way. Stonehaven is a go-to map, this son of a bitch. Call of Duty Honey Badger. Oh my god, chat.
After Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare came out especially, it really made me realize I didn't like the really jarring advanced movement system that Advanced Warfare had. The dashes were very, very sudden, and
yeah, they're jarring.
I like the more smooth advanced movement.
Ghost had the custom emblems? I don't think so. That was like a Treyarch thing, right?
That Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 had. And also when we talk about supply drops and the fact that I still don't have some of the...
So that guy with 100 bits, Extinction, it was good. Extinction was cool. It just wasn't as good as Zombies.
Best variants in that game, I still don't have them, and I grinded that game a ton throughout the life cycle of the game. That was just really frustrating. That's why I'm gonna put...
Yeah, you can't put Advanced Warfare super high because of the supply drop system, bro. Those videos were lit back in the day, though. They were lit. Supply drop system was ass, though.
Put this as a C tier COD. I had fun with it, but it wasn't amazing for me.
Whatever games had the custom emblems is S+++++. Dude, if I can't put a dick and titties on my gun, fuck that game.
And getting into Black Ops 3, I think this also deserves an S tier spot. I'm personally one of those players that loves advanced movement. I thought it added a really nice skill gap. I thought the really fluid movement in this was great as well compared to Advanced Warfare. And I like the setting, I like the map design, I like the score streaks that they have in that game. There's a lot that I really like. Even the specialist...
Why are you not pausing? I like Black Ops 3, bro. I think it's a top 5 game.
I feel like they weren't overboard like we saw in some other games that we're going to be mentioning in a little bit, or at least one other game in particular. But yeah, I really, really like Black Ops 3, and I do think it deserves an S tier spot as somebody that likes jetpack.
Infinite Warfare campaign was goated. R.I.P. R.I.P. Ethan.
CODs. I understand if you don't like jetpack CODs, and that's totally fine, but I did, and therefore that's why Black Ops 3 gets an S tier spot. Now, let's get into a very controversial Call of Duty. This is Infinite Warfare, and for those of you guys that have been around the channel for a long time, you'll know I absolutely love Infinite Warfare, despite the community's reaction to it. I get it, people were burnt out on jetpacks, they didn't like the super far future setting, and I totally understand that. But if we're just talking about my gameplay experience with this, since I don't really care too much about those things, I care about what the gameplay feels like. I loved the gameplay of Infinite Warfare.
Finally somebody who gets it, bro. He's not just saying it sucks because people were tired of jetpacks and futuristic shit. It's about the gameplay, bro. It's about the gameplay.
And now that I've got extra tiers, I remember last time I did this list, I put it as S tier, but I also had fewer categories to work with. I think I'm going to put it as an A tier instead of an S.
Already the best tier list we've watched just because of this.
Just because I do feel like Black Ops 3, the game itself was a little bit more fleshed out. There was a little bit more going on with it.
Fair.
And more
Yeah.
replayability factor.
Fair.
And that's the only reason I'll drop Infinite Warfare down here. But I personally loved the gameplay of Infinite Warfare. And I'm not going to let public opinion sway that. It's an A tier COD.
My man.
After that, we've got COD World War II, and this is, I think, well suited to a B tier for me. I think this really got held back by the state of the game within the first, I would say, like 3 months until I think it was the Division's overhaul. I can't remember how many months down the road that was.
World War II was straight dog shit until, like you said, the Division's overhaul when they got rid of the dumbasses who didn't know anything about Call of Duty. The guy came in, actually made it fun. It was just too late. Unfortunately, it was too late, bro. It was too late.
But this is a game that launched in a fairly rough state, but it improved significantly throughout its life cycle.
It did.
And by the end of the year for COD World War II, I thought it was actually an excellent Call of Duty game. And if we were just
Molotov as a kill streak is a sin. Now imagine making a fucking grenade or like a Simtex a kill streak. That's criminal.
judging it by that standard, I'd probably put it as an A tier. But since it launched in such a rough state, which is kind of when the game was in its prime as well, it does deserve to be demoted down to a B tier for me.
Okay, I'm okay
And
with
let's
that.
get into Black Ops 4, and I feel like that's another B tier COD for me. I didn't hate the game, I didn't love it either though. I liked a lot of the map design, I liked the time to kill in many ways, even though it made it difficult to balance one-shot kill weapons. And I think one of the biggest things that holds this game back from me when we're talking about the gameplay perspective, this is the specialists. I feel like the specialist stuff got way overboard in this game. And it was mainly the fact that you had not only the specialist like power abilities that could get you free
I'll take
kills,
top 10.
or just really, really powerful sort of abilities where you could see where everyone was through walls or something like that. You also had the specialist equipment that was free on your class. You didn't have to sacrifice.
That was fucked up. That was a big thing about Black Ops 4 that was crazy. You would get the specialist equipment for free, but you had to use a creative class point to get like a frag grenade. I thought that was fucked up, bro, because the specialist equipment was... Dude, it was way better than just a grenade. There ain't one person that used an actual lethal over the specialist equipment. You guys remember that, the fucking reactor core for Purifier? I got like a 12-man kill with that bitch one time in Nuketown. And then you had like the grapple from Ruin and shit. Dude, I thought that was kind of stupid, but the time to kill was pretty slow. I didn't mind slow time to kill, but like he said, when you have guns that are like one-shot guns, like snipers and shotguns and shit, it can be hard to balance them. Because if you use another gun, it's like 6 or 7 bullets to kill, or you can just use a sniper or whatever and just smoke them. Oh, the strobe light. Oh, don't get me started.
Anything to get it, and therefore everybody had one. And I think they were charging up in about 110 seconds, if I remember correctly. That was the average charge time for that. And when you factor all of that in with 6 players on each team, it just felt like a constant spam of these specialist items that were often unavoidable or uncounterable, or at least really annoying to deal with in many situations. That combined with the fact that the weapons were in supply drops, especially toward the end of the year, there were a bunch of guns I never got, and I thought that was really frustrating as well. I think they definitely tightened that part up after the game was out of its life cycle, and they made it so you could trade 50 reserve crates for any gun that you wanted. If that would have been the case throughout the whole life cycle, I wouldn't have had nearly as many issues with this game. But since it did, I'm going to throw that as a B tier COD.
I'm okay
Next
with
up,
that.
we've got a very interesting and polarizing Call of Duty. This is Modern Warfare, and I know a lot of you guys know exactly where this is going to end up on my list, but I did want to explain myself a little bit. This is an F tier COD for me. Now, keep in mind, I'm not including Warzone with this. This is just strictly the Call of Duty.
This is the best tier list I've ever fucking seen. This is better than mine. How is that possible? He has Infinite Warfare at A and Modern Warfare 19 at F. This is it.
Regular multiplayer experience. Not talking about any sort of side modes or Warzone or anything like that. Strictly talking about Modern Warfare's regular multiplayer. I think it was the most beautiful Call of Duty still to this date. It's the best looking COD. The art, the animations, the audio fidelity, all incredible. I will always give them credit for that. Everything outside of that, though, the gameplay design decisions they made, I feel were awful.
Everything that fucking matters, right?
Everything outside of that, though, the gameplay design decisions they made, I feel were awful. It led to a very slow-paced Call of Duty game. I feel like it took a lot of the big picture, higher level skills and awareness factor away from the game and substituted it for a very dumbed down version of that. That is just my opinion. I know a lot of you guys will disagree with that.
Nope.
That's totally fine. Like I said at the beginning, if this is an S tier COD for you, I'm happy for you. I'm glad you...
If this is an S tier COD for you, you either played Search and Destroy only, or you're a bitch.
Enjoyed it, but for me, it was awful. It's the only Call of Duty game where I simply couldn't find much enjoyment out of the regular multiplayer experience. Moving on, let's talk about Cold War a little bit. I thought Cold War was not bad. I feel like in some ways it was a return to form after a game like Modern Warfare. This played much more like the Call of Duty games that I know and love.
Yeah, like I said, Search and Destroy in MW 2019 was pretty good, but you can't base an entire multiplayer experience just off one game mode. You can't really do it, you know. It's like judging Rainbow Six Siege for that fucking team deathmatch warm-up mode that they have and saying it's a terrible game without playing the actual game, you know.
And as a result, I'm going to throw it as a B tier COD. I don't think it was really incredible.
I like
Didn't
that.
launch with a whole lot of content. And the post-launch support was rough at times, we'll say. And as a result, yeah, I think it's a pretty solid B tier COD for me. And finally for this list, since we're not going to be touching any of like the COD 1 through 3, since I only really played the campaign as well as like offline with friends, I think I played some multiplayer experience, like split screen stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
We are going to just be finishing this off with Vanguard. And when it comes to this game, I don't think it's the complete like irredeemable trash that a lot of people think it is. I still enjoy playing it. I'm still streaming it on a regular basis. In fact, it's kind of the only game I'm interested in playing.
Was this made when Vanguard was current? Yeah, 2022.
Currently, as far as games that are relevant and in their life cycle right now. And as a result, I'm gonna put this as either a C or a D tier. Probably a C tier. I'll give it a little bit of credit there. It launched with a ton of content. I think the gameplay itself is far superior to Modern Warfare, even though it doesn't look as good, the animations aren't as good, it's not as polished. The gameplay design philosophy I think is far better than Modern Warfare, but not as good as the golden age of Call of Duty.
Yeah, Zombies was
far
trash,
from my
yeah.
favorite COD, but I also don't think it's nearly as bad as Modern Warfare or even Ghosts. I would much rather play this over Ghosts. And there we go.
Honestly, I might be the same way.
That's my tier list. Like I said, if you guys disagree with that, that's totally fine.
This is the best tier list I've watched so far. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. S tier, I'm okay with. A tier, I'm also okay with. B tier, I definitely think Black Ops 4 was better than World War II. Having them on the same tier. So World War II is a tricky one because World War II when it launched was terrible, but it redeemed itself the longer it went on, so I kind of get it. But yeah, just the fact that he has Infinite Warfare A tier and MW19 at F tier makes me horny, dude.
Let me know in the comments section below, what would you change around with this tier list?
Let's see what the comments have to say, chat. Sleeping on World at War, so immersive. It was pretty immersive. The voice acting was sick. It's interesting to see how skill level impacts people's views on MW 2019. All my buddies that aren't good at the game love MW, and all my buddies that are good hate it. Oh, dude, that's gonna piss some people off, but he's right, chat. He's fucking right. If you suck, you probably enjoyed that game because it catered to the shitters. I'm sorry. And just a reminder, I'm not talking about search and fucking destroy, okay? I'm not talking about search. I'm talking about regular. You probably camped in the corner on fucking Piccadilly up in that house with claymores and 725s and shit. Like this guy. Someone who never played earlier CODs and hated the franchise, MW19 multiplayer is what changed my mind and turned me into a COD fan. Exactly, because he ass, bro. He's ass.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now.
Holy shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man. Like, for real.
I've never busted as hard as when I heard 115 in the BO6 campaign.
115 got to be the best song of all time, deadass. Dude, I will never forget hearing 115 play on Kino der Toten and Black Ops 1 Zombies. The MW19 fanboys are going to kill Ace with this tier list. Listen, I'm okay with being the biggest MW19 hater on this platform. I don't care. Fuck that game. Fuck that game. I'll speak for the haters. Everyone sucks it off. I got you guys. All right, boys, this is Exclusive Ace's tier list. It's the best tier list I've seen so far. I have to give it S tier for sure. It has to go in S tier, man. He's showing Infinite Warfare some love. He's putting this dog shit of a game in F tier. S tier list. Make sure you guys comment down below who I need to rank next. We've already done T-Dog, Smitty, and Tim the Fat Man. Ace knows ball, bro. He's a ball knower, chat. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. I'm BSoloe. Thanks for sucking.
Halt! Ball inspection. You're free to go.